Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV, the Join the Pain podcast 2. So listen along or watch along. We're here for the match preview of Walsall at home to Tranmere. And the man to talk to about Tranmere is Ethan. How you doing,
Hello.
Ethan?
Hello. I'm very good. It's nice to talk about the club when, we're doing quite well in the league. It gives us a change after the start that we had. So it's nice. It feels nice, yeah. Good.
So why were things so bad for Tranmere? 'Cause you got rid of Mickey Mellon, didn't you?
Yeah, well, we got rid of Mickey Mellon and replaced him with his assistant manager, Ian Dawes. And he just wasn't the right man for the job at all. Everyone knew that when he was appointed, but because Nigel Atkins came in as a sporting director in the summer, we were sort of hoping that, that would sort of balance it out with the sort of, inexperienced manager, but with exceptional sporting directors helping. But that wasn't the case. But now Atkins is his manager, it's better, so it's good.
Who's that? Sorry, that just dropped out there. Who is it, you say?
Nigel Atkins.
Oh, Nigel Atkins, of course. Yeah, Nigel Atkins. He's a wily old fox, isn't he? He's got lots of experience.
Yeah, obviously with his time at Southampton, he's been at a few other clubs as well. But yeah, he's guided Southampton to the Premier League, I think. So yeah, he's got a very good CV. So I think his experience tells. He's also a fan of the club as well, which helps. Obviously, he understands the club, understands what needs to be done. And yet he brings a good aura to the club, which is nice, yeah.
I think Walsall have got the opposite, haven't they? Because they've got Matt Sadler in charge, and he's a bit wet behind the ears is the term I think people use. I don't know when you've heard that. And he has been struggling. He's close to the sack, I think. But 2 wins and undefeated in 4. Given that 2 of those were against Alfreton, who are 2 levels below us in the cup. So that's still not great. So what has Atkins done to turn things around then, you think?
Well, our best player at the moment, one of our 3 best key players, Robbie Apter, young lad on loan from Blackpool. And he wasn't starting. I can't remember when he was brought in. I don't know whether it was the summer or a bit later on, but he wasn't starting at the start of the season for us. But now he is, so he's definitely helping out.
What position does he play, Rob Apter?
Winger. Right winger. Yeah, right winger. And we've got Kieran Morris now on the left wing, so some of the Walsall fans will know, obviously. It's time getting there. So yeah, we've got Rob Apter on the wing, and he's great. His energy is he makes defenders scared. He's the type of player that you need. I think it sort of helps because he's on loan and because it's not his club. He can just sort of play with that bit of
freedom.
Freedom. Sorry, with that bit of freedom to make defenders fearful of him. So yeah, I think that helps.
And I think,
I think also his way that his experience considering that those weren't, and the players don't know what they're doing because he's just signed a new contract to take him up to the end of the 25-26 season, I believe. So yeah, it all seems a lot more set now, I'd say.
Yeah. The Rob Apter and Kieran Morris, 5 goals apiece from the wings, so that's certainly helping. And you're on a great run of form. 11 points from the last 5 games. That's not bottom 6 form, is it?
It's not, but we still haven't won away since February, and obviously this game will be away.
Yeah.
So
your home games. I think last time out beat Newport 2-1, beat Gillingham 3-1, beat Forest Green Rovers 3-0. But as you say, away draw at Sutton was not perhaps great. A draw away at Mansfield, though, was a reasonable result, I think.
It was, yeah. It was. I'm just trying to remember the game, really. I can't fully remember the game for some reason. I'm sort of blanked it out in my mind.
Maybe you didn't win, so you've mentally blanked it out.
Yeah, I can remember the draw away at Sutton.
Yeah.
Just because we played well first half, but then after we scored the second goal, we sort of sat back, which just isn't something that we need to do. Actually, the draw against Mansfield, we played Charlie Jolly and Harvey Saunders up top, 2 lads that haven't been playing that much this season, and they caused Mansfield's back line problems because of the pace of them both. So that is a skill that we've got in the team. I'd say Jolly and Saunders' pace. They're not starters, but when we need that bit of fresh energy at the end of the game for like 5 minutes or so, they're good to bring on then. And that was so when Saunders came on against Newport. He helped us win the game. So
Saunders,
yeah. So yeah,
the
Saunders.
The frustration with Walsall at the moment is we're not using our subs well. Sounds like Atkins is using subs wisely then.
He is. Yeah, he is. There's a few questionable ones, as there's always going to be with managers, and you're not going to agree with everything that they do. But when we played Newport, as I just mentioned it before, when we played Newport, we won the game. It was a late winner that won the game for us. Yeah. But from the wing, Robbie Afteroo mentioned at the start, he was struggling a bit. I think he's got a little issue with his calf, so I don't know whether he'll play on Saturday, but hopefully he will. Hopefully. But yeah, he came off for the last 20 minutes, and then Harvey Saunders come on, who fans aren't the biggest supporter of at the moment, just because of his form and whatever. But Atkins knows that he's got pace, and he knows that he can bring that to the team and help us bring up the pitch.
So, pace scares everybody, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Especially League Two defenders, because some are a bit slow, aren't they, at times? And that when you bring the pace up against them, they sometimes struggle. So I suppose that's the same with every defender, but obviously with it just being a lower league, that might add to.
You're more likely to have slow defenders. I think, to be honest, our back three now. We've got Dave Akagbu, is right-sided centre half. He's got pace to him and aerial ability, but he's not too great on the ball, in fairness. The Priest, he's been out injured for a while. He's come back, played last couple of games. He's fairly quick and he's very good defensively. And Donovan Daniels, you probably know a lot about Donovan Daniels. He's been with us for a while now.
Heard the name, yeah.
He, I think he fancies himself as a midfielder. He keeps going on the rampage. So he's
is it a back five that you play?
Say again?
Is it a back five that you play then?
Well, we were playing 4-2-3-1, but recently he switched it back to 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1 effectively.
Yeah.
Which at home we'd like to think we were playing with 2 up front, because that's was part of the criticism against him before. So we're hoping that back three is going to work. The wing backs we've got, Tom Knowles, he's very quick and very good feet. So he's going to be trying to stop your speedy wingers from getting away and that sort of thing. On the other side, Liam Gordon, left wing back, he's missed consistency for us. He's doing very well.
Yeah.
Connor Jennings, is he a man we need to worry about? He's just signed an extension to his contract, hasn't he?
He definitely is, yeah. He definitely is. He's scoring goals. I think he's our top scorer. In fact, I'm pretty sure that he's our top scorer now.
Yeah, he is. 6 goals, 3 assists.
Yeah. His experience, he sometimes brings himself back a bit just because he plays in a midfield role at times, but because we've had Luke Norris, Sue Sanders, somebody's been injured. His injury record's been terrible since he came to the club. So Connor Jennings has took that role as the sort of main striker to help Christian Dennis, and he's done that exceptionally well. He can drag the ball, he can bring the ball down.
Christian Dennis, he's not scored many, has he?
No, he hasn't really. No, he could improve that, but he's hit the woodwork, stuff like that. So, and he's obviously done it before. So maybe a bit of time. Don't know. Hopefully, he starts clicking for him. But yeah, he's a good player. He's proven that before, and so for us to sort of question him, because he's had a tricky couple of months when everyone has, and it wouldn't be too kind. So, and I think what he brings to the team, it's quite good. He's a good team player. He's a good team player, I'd say, but start of the season was questionable. He's now improving, and Conor Jennings is helping that. He can bring the ball down. He's good with the header, Jennings. He can score goals. He scored in the last minute against Newport, as he did in that playoff final in 2019. And yeah, he's just a great player. Because he's the last one at the club as well. From that period of time when we were so successful, between 2017 and 2019 as well, fans have got someone to look at now, haven't they? Because obviously we're down the bottom of the table, and you know he knows what it's like to be Tranmere, and Nigel Atkins knows what it's like to be Tranmere, and there seems to be a good unity now, which wasn't there before.
Yeah.
So I'm quite confident at the moment.
When do you think Tranmere are going to finish this season? I think top half.
To be honest, I think
top half. You think?
I don't know. I was hearing today that we're only 10 points off playoffs, so it could be done. But we'd need a lot of work to be done in January, I'd say, for that. But we've got good players after, as I mentioned before. Conor Jennings, Christian Dennis, Luke Norris when he comes back from injury. Brad Walker has been sensational in midfield whenever he's fit, which he is fit at the moment. So he's a great help. It's just about keeping him fit, which he is. So that's a good sign. So yeah, and Luke McGee in goal. So it's team. We've got a lot of positives. Just let's see what we can do in January. But I'm not saying that a playoff spot is fully over yet.
Yeah, I think it's quite a tough league this year. I think
it is. Yeah, but it's tight, isn't it? And considering how bad we've been, for us only to be 10 points off playoffs, as I'm just mentioned.
Well, same for Walsall, really. Same for Walsall. Walsall have been on an awful run, really. Hence why the manager's under pressure. But a win against you guys on Saturday, and we're sort of almost back in the mix there. Sort of get us back into halfway in the league, I would think.
Yeah, that'd be nice for you, wouldn't it? But I just don't know at the moment whether it's possible.
Well,
I'm quite confident. I think it'll be a draw.
I think if we don't beat you guys, I think the manager could very well get the sack.
How bad are things at Walsall at the moment?
How bad?
Yeah.
Well, we've had a pretty bad
the
run.
Reasons behind it as
well. We've had a pretty bad run. I think the biggest problem, I think, he's a young manager and he's still learning. But we had 2 key home games against Harrogate and Forest Green. And against Harrogate, we absolutely dominated the game. 26 shots for only 3 on target or something like that. And we lost 1-0 with a late goal. So that hurt. So then following that up against Forest Green, that was a 0-0.
Yeah.
So that we've not been on a particularly great run, and those 2 results sort of like blooming heck, this is sort of, we need to sort this out. It's a big problem. But then we sprung the surprise of the week last Saturday by beating Notts County, and Walsall had so much energy. I think the chairman had been round to all the players saying, "Are you backing Matt Sadler? Do you want him as manager? And where's it all going wrong? Where's the energy?" And they were awesome on Saturday, and tactically we got it just right. As I say, Tom Knowles stopped Jody Jones. Jody Jones is a big player for them. On the left wing, and he stopped him playing just by being right at him all the time. So yeah, springing a surprise, very full-hearted, very energetic performance from Walsall. And then on Tuesday we had the replay against Alfreton. Even though they're 2 levels below us, we were lucky to get through at their place. They had a long throw that they sort of bombarded us with throughout the whole game, and somehow we managed to keep defending it. In the game on Tuesday, we were a bit smarter, and we weren't giving the ball away and knocking the ball out for throw-ins as much, sort of knocking it long and clearing it rather than anything else. First half, we were very good, got an early goal. Second half, though, the energy levels dropped, and they came back into it, and we crawled over the line in the end. So that's a little bit of a concern, really.
Yeah.
We got Danny Johnson is the name everybody knows and everybody asks about, but he's still not playing him. He did come off the bench in the first cup match and had a bash on his shoulder. So he hadn't featured, but he was on the bench on Tuesday, but didn't come on again. And Matt Sadler, I think doesn't fancy him really. We played a new front line on Tuesday with Jamil Matt and Douglas James Taylor, and they did okay. Jamil Matt got a goal. He has struggled for goals. I've got a comment on here, Mr. Crane Eater, Mr. Lover Jammer, Mr. Loverman Jammer. So I don't know what the background is that, but I mean, but yeah, Jamil Matt has struggled for Walsall. We know his reputation in the league as a real good goal scorer, but I mean, Walsall have very rarely seen it from him. He does hold the ball up fairly well, but he's struggled. So I think that goal will do him good. Is he going to start Saturday? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. Another player who's not going to make it on Saturday, I don't think, is Ross Tierney. He's a player we've got on loan from Motherwell, who's a very tigerish attacking midfield player. But he went off with a hamstring injury, so he's not expected to be there. Isaac Hutchinson, a lot would say he's our most creative player, but he's been chipping in with the goals as well. He scored a hat-trick against Gillingham, but then in the 6 games that have followed, he's been well off the pace and couldn't hit a barn door. You've heard that term. He's been all his shots have been sort of all over the place.
Yeah,
and he was dropped on Saturday, but he came on after Tierney got injured, and then he only had a cameo on Tuesday, so maybe he'll be ready to come back into the starting lineup.
Yeah,
and we've got another player that's sort of coming through, a youngster, Ronan Mayer. He looked like he'd burst through. He had a great 60 minutes against Forest Green, and then the manager's left him out. So what's going on with that? I don't know. But I'd expect him to feature. I'd expect him to feature at some point on Saturday.
Yeah. There's just quite a lot of issues in the team then.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why Walsall are low down in the division is we've conceded a lot of goals. But the background to that is Priestley Farquharson has been out injured, and his replacement got injured, and the replacements got injured. And then on the left side, Chris Hussey, he retired at the end, just as the transfer window closed. He left the club, so our ability to play 3 at the back was sort of taken away. But Donovan Daniels has recently sort of stepped into that, so that's an option. But in the January transfer window, we definitely need to bring in a left-sided centre half to sort of balance that back up. So we
both need that window to open, don't we?
Pardon?
We both need that window to open.
Yeah, but that's it. The chairman's come out and he's give the classic we're behind the manager sort of thing, which, as you know, generally follows with the sack unless there's a quick turnaround of results. But since the statement, we've won 2, so that is a bit of a turnaround, and confidence will be returning to the team because of that. But he's also said the funds are available and he will be spending in January.
Yeah.
So Walsall getting dragged.
Something to look forward to, maybe?
Sorry?
Something to look forward to?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Walsall absolutely don't want to be dragged into any threat of relegation, because that would be absolute calamity. We weren't expecting to get promoted this season, but what we want to do is be challenging for the playoffs, and that's like a minimum requirement really, to be in the top half and challenging. We don't want to be like we have the last 4 seasons, just down 15th, 16th, and the season's over, and the only thing is just worry about going down. So we desperately need this win to sort of put that to bed, and so Matt Sadler can carry on and carry on building and carry on learning. And I think defeat could be the end of his time. I think, because I think the chairman's lost a bit of patience with him. I think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens from that.
We will.
But it seems like you're quite well set, aren't you, with Atkins and that sort of stuff? You've had a turnaround in results, definitely upward trajectory.
Everything seems positive at Brenton Park at the moment. Good team, good unity, good manager, great manager. Everything's nice.
I think you've got Sutton and Forest Green are down there, and are they going to be able to get out of it, or do you think that's going to be the two that'll be end up going down? You think?
Well, Forest Green are meant to have a bit of money, aren't they? So maybe we'll see in January.
I think they'll be spending money as well.
Yeah, they will. But we beat them comfortably 3-0. So unless a massive change happens, there's no reason for us to go. I really don't see us going down, to be honest. I think we're down here because but we're picking ourselves out of it.
From everything you've said, I think you're going to be comfortable, probably mid-table at worst, really, I think.
Yeah. It's just one of those sort of seasons where, like, but we made our own mistakes there, really, by appointing those. Paddy shouldn't have done it, but he did. And here we are. But if he appointed someone proper at the start of the season, maybe we'd be in a much better position.
Well, when Mickey Mellon came back, everybody thought that was sort of okay. We'll be sorted.
We did, yeah. But the transfers just wasn't the best, and I wouldn't put everything on that down to Mellon, to be honest with you. I think Palios or whoever else was not willing to spend the money, or stuff like that.
He went very experienced, didn't he, with the likes of Jennings and Norris and
Dennis.
And Dennis, that's quite an old front line, really.
Yeah, it was a great summer for us, really. But you say it's an old front line, but we've got youngsters as well, as I mentioned before. Saunders, Jolly, few lads as well.
Sam Taylor. Yeah,
he is. Yeah. He scored his first goal for us last season, and he's found. I don't know if he's found it tricky this season, but his match minutes seem to be getting less. And I don't know why that is, but
it's a bit like that with Rowan and Mayer, as I mentioned. He sort of wants more minutes, really, I think, to develop him, and I think it's probably same for Sam Taylor. He needs minutes, doesn't he?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't really know what's going on with Sam Taylor, to be honest, but he's a good player. So
he signed a contract extension as well, so they definitely want to keep him. And
he did. Yeah, but there was rumours that he wasn't really getting on with Atkins or Palios or whoever, and that his agents had a little bit of an argument with Palios, so that's why he wasn't playing. But you wouldn't, if your agents had an argument with Palios and you weren't playing, you wouldn't then go and sign a contract, would you?
No, they've obviously sorted it out, haven't they? So
yeah.
And with young players, it's about the mentality, isn't it? It's keeping your head.
It is, yeah.
Which is
he's only about my age, which is a bit mad, to be fair, but
yeah. Good one. Right then. So, what's your prediction? You say?
I'm gonna go with the draw.
Going for a draw.
Gonna go with a draw. Yeah, I think 2-2 maybe.
2-2. I think Walsall are finally getting behind their defensive problems.
Yeah,
he says. And maybe I think we might snatch a 2-1, perhaps.
Yeah.
We do just for a lead. We've got Owen Evans, our regular keeper, who's not been doing particularly well. He's got injured, and we've got a young keeper in. Jackson Smith is a player we had on loan last season, and we signed him permanently in the close season from Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I didn't think he was ready at all, but he was sort of thrown in. But I've been proved wrong. He's been doing well. I think he still needs experience, but I think with each game he's looking more assured. And one particularly great save against Notts County when we were 1 down kept us in the game and sort of gave us the platform to come through. So,
we'll just have to test them then, won't we?
Well, I'm sure you will. I'm sure everybody will know how young and impressionable he is.
Yeah.
Have to see whether he's up to it.
Exactly.
But
It'll be a good game, I reckon.
Yeah, it should be good. I'll be in Smash Burgers before my regular haunt. Before the match, we get in Smash Burgers at 1:00. And anybody who wants to join us in Smash Burgers, if you use the code WFTV20, Walsall Fan TV 20, you get 20% off, which is a nice little discount. Smash Burgers is on the Gallagher Retail Park, so it's off Junction 9, so it's the opposite way to the ground, effectively. So you don't want to be there too late, so you can get your parking sorted and that sort of thing. I also have something else a bit random sort of going on.
Yeah.
I'm launching a new YouTube channel for the writing side of my world. Because I don't know whether you're familiar. I write books, sort of. I've got some futuristic sci-fi books I've written.
Yeah.
But I'm launching a YouTube channel talking to authors about their journey and that sort of thing. So, Budding Authors Podcast, that's going to be launching in January. So that's something to have a little look at. And if anybody's not subscribed to this channel already, you got to press that button and get yourself involved and join the journey. Right then, Ethan, I don't know whether I have a chance to catch you. Are you there on Saturday?
No.
Oh, you're not there on this one. Okay, so we'll catch up next time. Yeah. Right then, Walsall Fan TV, the joy and the pain. A little bit of joy is returning finally.
Hopefully not for too long.
Can we maintain it on Saturday? Cheers, Ethan. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.